Today on MTG Unpacked, we're taking a look at the March of the Machine Commander deck, Growing Threat. So the commander here is Brimaz's Blight of Areskos. This is a white-black deck, also known as Orzhov. So here we can see it's basically Phyrexians. So if you're into Phyrexians, this might be the deck for you. We also have Plane Chase cards. So we've got 10 of those, along with a 100-card deck with 10 new cards, 10 double-sided tokens, planar die, foil etch, display commander, life wheel, deck box, strategy, insert, and reference card. So let's get into it here. So these will set you back about $45 US a piece. We've already looked at one of the decks so far. We'll take a look at the others in the coming days. So let's get into it here. So we've got a special envelope and a deck box. Alright, and the deck itself, flyer, life wheel, there should be a dice in here as well. There we go. And as well we have some punch outs and dividers here. Brimaz still has his pride. Okay, some fun puns there. Let's take a look at the dice. So you've got the Planeswalker symbol here, and on the other side we have Chaos. And then everything else is blank. You'll find out why in a moment. What else do we have? A life wheel here. So this one counts up to 40 and down to 1. Alright, and let's see what this lore is about. So this will tell you about the deck and Brimaz. So we have some commander rules here if you're new to the format, along with the Plane Chase format. So we have not seen this in many years. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. And Brimaz's Blight of Areskos. So this guy, he's like a Leonin king. The Phyrexians are invading the multiverse, so we're doing some token stuff here. He is a pretty fearsome looking dude. Alright, we'll set that aside. And what is in the black envelope? Okay, so we've got our Plane Chase cards, as well as a Collector Booster sample pack. So let's get into this. So these are giving you a bit of a taste of Collector Boosters. So we've got our ad card, and what did we get? Oh, nice one. Omnath, Locus of All, a Phyrexian Elemental, and what else? Timaret, Chosen from Death. So one of these Multiverse Legends cards in foil. Alright, so let's take a look at the Plane Chase cards. So these are massively oversized. Plane Chase is a fun variant format, so let's see what these are about. So we have Spatial Merging, a phenomenon. When you encounter Spatial Merging, reveal cards from the top of your planar deck until you reveal 2 plane cards. Simultaneously planeswalk to both of them. Put all other cards revealed this way on the bottom of your planar deck in any order. Okay, so 5 of these will be reprints, and the other 5 are new cards for these commander decks. We have the Aetherflues. So when you planeswalk to the Aetherflues, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle all other cards revealed this way into your library. And it has the Chaos here. Whenever Chaos ensues, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. So the plane here is Iquitana. Alright, and the next one here, we have the Great Forest. So the plane of Lorwyn, do you think we'll head back there anytime soon? That would be awesome. Each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power, and whenever Chaos ensues, creatures you control get +0, +2, and gain trample until end of turn. Next one we have Panopticon, Plane of Mirrodin. When you planeswalk to Panopticon, draw a card at the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. Whenever Chaos ensues, draw a card. Next one we have Undercity Reaches. So the plane is Ravnica. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, its controller may draw a card. And whenever chaos ensues, you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. That is craziness. Next up we have Nyx, which is the Plane of Theros here. Non-token creatures are enchantments in addition to their other types. Has Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. And whenever chaos ensues, choose a colour at an amount of mana of that colour equal to your devotion to that colour. So the devotion is the number of cards you have in that colour. Alright, the Pit. The plane is the Abyss. When you planeswalk to the Pit, each player creates their choice of a 3/3 White Angel creature token with flying or a 6/6 Black Demon creature token with flying, trample, and at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice another creature. If you can't, this creature deals 6 damage to you. That is brutal. Whenever chaos ensues, each player sacrifices a non-artifact creature. And next up, we have Esper, which is on the Plane of Alara. Artifact spells cost 1 less to cast. And whenever chaos ensues, creatures you control that are white, blue, and or black become artifacts, in addition to their other types until end of turn, and each artifact creature you control gains Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink until end of turn. Ooh, here we've got the Plane of Amonkhet, Noctamone. Each creature in your graveyard has Embalm. Its Embalm cost is equal to its mana cost. So that means exile a creature card from your graveyard and pay its Embalm cost. You get to create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie in addition to its other types, with no mana cost. Embalm only as a sorcery. Whenever chaos ensues, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. And finally here we have Ketria, which is on the Plane of Ikoria. When you planeswalk to Ketria, and at the beginning of your upkeep, put your choice of Vigilance, Menace, or Trample counter on target creature you control. Whenever chaos ensues, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield or into your hand. Okay, so a nice selection of Plane Chase cards here. Now we'll take a look at the deck, and actually the deck box here as well. So here we've got Brimaz, and as you can see, if you sleeve this up, you could probably fit that in there pretty well. So let's get into it. Brimaz Blight of Areskis is the commander. So we will cut this. Where is the land area? So way down here. Okay, and then there's also, they like to put it in the middle here. Yep, here we go. So we've got our foil display commander. So this is Brimaz Blight of Areskis. You can see it's a thicker card. So this is not something you would shuffle into your deck. But we do have a regular version here you can use. So not just for display. We have Brimaz Blight of Areskis. He's a mythic legendary creature, Phyrexian cat, 3/4 for 4. And whenever you cast a Phyrexian creature or artifact creature spell, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. So create an incubator token with X +1/+1 counters on it, and pay 2, transform this artifact. It transforms into a 0/0 Phyrexian artifact creature. And at the beginning of your end step, if a Phyrexian died under your control this turn, proliferate. Okay, so proliferating counters here. Next up, we've got Moira and Tishar, legendary creature, Phyrexian Spirit Bird. It's another mythic 4/5 for 5 with flying. Whenever you cast a historic spell, return target non-land permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. If it would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. And artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. Next up, we got Bajuka Bog. Enters tapped. When it enters battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. Tap for black. And Command Tower. It's a land. Tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. I think they've got these in each of the decks. Along with Commander's Sphere. It's an artifact for 3. Tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. And if you sacrifice it, draw a card. Evolving Wilds. Tap, sack it, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And First Sphere Gargantua. Creature, Phyrexian Horror, 5/4 for 6. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Has an unearth for 2 and a black. So you pay that, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield, unearth only as a sorcery. Next up, we've got a Fractured Power Stone. So we saw this one in the other deck. Artifact for 2, tap 4, colorless, tap, roll the planar die, activate only as a sorcery. And Goldmire Bridge, artifact land, enters battlefield tapped, it's indestructible, tap for white or black. Knight's Whisper, sorcery for 2, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. And Orzhov Locket, artifact for 3, tap for white or black, and if you pay any combination here of 4 white or black, tap, sack it, draw 2 cards. Orzhov Signet, artifact for 2, pay 1, tap, add white and black mana. Path of Ancestry, it's a land. When it enters battlefield, it enters tapped. Tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. So the commander here, a Phyrexian cat. We've got a Phyrexian Ghoul, creature Phyrexian zombie, 2/2 for 3, sack a creature. It gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And Phyrexian Rager, creature Phyrexian horror, 2/2 for 3. When it enters battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. We've got Silver Quill Campus. It's a land, enters battlefield, tap, tap for white or black, pay 4, tap, scry 1. And Terramorphic Expanse. It's a land, tap, sack it. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Wayfarer's Bauble. It's an artifact for 1, pay 2, tap, sack it. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. And Hedron Archive. Artifact for 4, tap for 2, colorless for 2, tap, sack it, draw 2 cards. Ambition's Cost. Sorcery for 4, you draw 3 cards and you lose 3 life. Arcane Signet, we saw that one before. Artifact for 2, tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Bloodline Pretender, artifact creature Shapeshifter, 2/2 for 3, it has Changeling. So this card is every creature type. As it enters battlefield, choose a creature type. So you're probably going to pick Phyrexians here. Whenever another creature of the chosen type enters battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodline Pretender. And Bone Shredder, creature Phyrexian minion, 1/1 for 3, has flying, echo 2, and a black at the beginning of your upkeep. If this came under your control since the beginning of your last upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay its echo cost. And when Bone Shredder enters battlefield, destroy target non-artifact, non-black creature. Burnished Heart, artifact creature Elk, 2/2 for 3, with paying 3, sack it, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto battlefield, tap, then shuffle. D-Spark, we saw that one as well in the previous deck, instant for 2. Exile target permanent with mana value 4 or greater. Go for the Throat, instant for 2. Destroy target non-artifact creature. Grave Shifter, creature Shapeshifter, 2/2 for 4 with Changeling. When it enters battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And Kesket, the Flesh Sculptor, legendary creature, Phyrexian Human Artificer, 1/3 for 3. Tap, sack 3 other artifacts and or creatures. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. And it has Partner. You can have 2 commanders if both have Partner. Master Splicer, creature Phyrexian Human Artificer, 1/1 for 4. When it enters battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. Golems you control get +1/+1. And Meteor Golem, here we go. Artifact creature Golem, 3/3 for 7. When it enters battlefield, destroy target non-land permanent an opponent controls. Ichor Elixir, so I think this is new for this set. Artifact for 4. If you would roll 1 or more planar dice and still roll that many planar dice +1 and ignore 1, tap for 2 colorless. And Blight Titan, creature Phyrexian Giant, 6/6 for 6 with Death Touch. Whenever it enters battlefield or attacks, mill 2 cards and incubate X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So we learned about that incubate mechanic earlier. We've got a Darksteel Splicer, creature Phyrexian Artificer, 1/1 for 7. Whenever it or another non-token Phyrexian enters battlefield under your control, create X, 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of opponents you have. Golems you control have indestructible. And excise the imperfect instant for 3. Exile target non-land permanent its controller incubates X, where X is its mana value. And Filigree Vector, artifact creature Phyrexian construct 1/1 for 4. So when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of any number of target creatures and a charge counter on each of any number of target artifacts. Pay 1, tap, sack it, proliferate. And Path of the Schemer, sorcery for 5. Each player mills 2 cards, then you put a creature card from graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's an artifact in addition to its other types. Has Will of the Planeswalkers. Starting with you, each player votes for Planeswalk or Chaos. If Planeswalk gets more votes, Planeswalk. If Chaos gets more votes, or the vote is tied, Chaos ensues. And Bitterthorn, this is Animus. Legendary artifact equipment for 3. It has Living Weapon. So when this equipment enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 black Phyrexian germ creature token, then attach this to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Equip for 3. And a Vulpine Harvester, creature Phyrexian Fox, 3/3 for 4. Whenever one or more Phyrexians you control attack, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield if its mana value is less than or equal to their total power. And Cataclysmic Gearhulk, it's a mythic. Artifact creature construct 4/5 for 5 with vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they control, then sacrifices the rest. And Massacre Worm, here's a nice reprint, it's a mythic. Creature Phyrexian Worm, 6/5 for 6. When it enters the battlefield, creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, that player loses 2 life. And Noxious Gearhulk, another mythic. Artifact creature construct 5/4 for 6 with menace. When it enters the battlefield, you may destroy another target creature. If a creature is destroyed this way, you gain life equal to its toughness. And Phyrexian Scriptures, another mythic. As this enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter, sack it after 3. So on the first turn, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. That creature becomes an artifact in addition to its other types. On the second turn, destroy all non-artifact creatures. On the third turn, exile all opponents' graveyards. And another mythic, Phyrexian Triniform. Artifact creature Phyrexian Golem, 9/9 for 9. When it dies, create 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature tokens, and it has Encore 12. So you pay 12, holy moly. Exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste, sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step, activate only as a sorcery. So that would be pretty insane. On to the next part of the deck here. We have another mythic, Soul of New Phyrexia. Artifact creature Phyrexian Avatar, 6/6 for 6 with trample. And if you pay 5, permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Or if you pay 5, exile Soul of New Phyrexia from your graveyard. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Ancient Stone Idol. Artifact creature Golem, 12/12 for 10 with flash. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature, has trample. When it dies, create a 6/12 colorless construct artifact creature token with trample. Angel of the Ruins. Artifact creature Angel, 5/7 for 7 with flying. When it enters battlefield, exile up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments. Has plane cycling 2, so you pay 2. Discard this card. You get to search your library for a planes card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Blade Splicer. Creature Phyrexian Human Artificer, 1/1 for 3. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. Golems you control have first strike. Awesome. We've got Coveted Jewel, artifact for 6. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Tap to add 3 mana of any one color, and whenever one or more creatures an opponent controls attack you and aren't blocked, that player draws 3 cards and gains control of Coveted Jewel. Untap it. Duplicant. Artifact creature Shapeshifter, 2/4 for 6. Has imprint, so when it enters battlefield, you may exile target non-token creature. And as long as a card exiled with Duplicant is a creature card, Duplicant has the power, toughness, and creature types of the last creature card exiled with Duplicant. It's still a Shapeshifter. And next up, we've got a land. Exotic Orchard. Tap to add 1 mana of any color that a land an opponent controls could produce. Fetid Heath. Land. Tap for colorless or pay white or black. Tap to add 2 white, white or black, white and black, or 2 black. And Khan's Bastion. It's land. Tap for colorless for 4 tap. Proliferate. Mere Battlesphere, artifact creature, Mere construct 4/7 for 7. So when it enters battlefield, create 4 1/1 colorless Mere artifact creature tokens. And whenever Mere Battlesphere attacks, you may tap X untapped Mere you control. If you do, Mere Battlesphere gets +X/+0 until end of turn and deals X damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. So I don't know if we've seen any Mere here yet. We'll keep our eyes peeled. Nettle Cyst, artifact equipment for 3, has a living weapon. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. Equip it for 2. And Phyrexian Delver. Creature Phyrexian Zombie, 3/2 for 5. When it enters battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. And Phyrexian Rebirth. Sorcery for 6, destroy all creatures. Then create an XX colorless Phyrexian Horror artifact creature token, where X is the number of creatures destroyed this way. Psychosis Crawler. Artifact creature Phyrexian Horror. Star for 5. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your hand. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. And Scrap Trawler. Artifact creature construct 3/2 for 3. Whenever Scrap Trawler or another artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return to your hand target artifact card in your graveyard with lesser mana value. Sculpting Still. Artifact for 3. You may have Sculpting Still enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact on the battlefield. Scythe Claw. Artifact equipment for 5 has a living weapon. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life rounded up. That is brutal. Equip for 3. And Shine Shadow Snarl. It's land. As it enters the battlefield, you may reveal a Plains or Swamp card from your hand. If you don't, it enters the battlefield. Tap for white or black. Spire of Industry. Another land. Tap for colorless. Tap, pay 1 life. Add 1 mana of any color. Activate only if you control an artifact. Temple of Silence. Enters battlefield tapped. When it enters battlefield, scry 1, tap for white or black. Utter End. Instant for 4. Exile target non-land permanent. Vault of the Archangel. It's a land. Tap for colors for 2 white and black. Tap. Creatures you control gain death touch and lifelink until end of turn. Ooh, this is nice. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. I think that's new artwork, isn't it? Legendary Sorcery for 5. You may cast a Legendary Sorcery only if you control a Legendary creature or Planeswalker. Put up to 1 target creature or Planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Destroy up to 1 target creature or Planeswalker. Exile Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. And Mind Stone. Artifact for 2. Tap 4. Colorless for 1. Tap, sack it. Draw a card. Mortify. Instant for 3. Destroy target creature or enchantment. Shattered Angel. Creature Phyrexian Angel. 3/3 for 5 with flying. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you may gain 3 life. Here we go. Here's the Meres. Shimmer Mere. Artifact creature Mere. 2/2 for 3. Has flash. You may cast artifact spells as though they had flash. And of course, the ever popular Soul Ring. Artifact for 1. Tap for 2. Colorless. Swords to Plowshares. Instant for a single white. Exile target creature. Controller gains life equal to its power. And Tainted Field. Tap for colorless or tap for white or black. Only activate if you control a swamp. Talisman of Hierarchy. Artifact for 2. Tap for colorless or tap add white or black. It deals 1 damage to you. And Victimize. Sorcery for 3. Choose 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped. And a completed Huntmaster. Creature Phyrexian Elf Warrior. 2/3 for 3. For 1 tap, sack another creature or artifact. You get to incubate 3. So that's that mechanic we learned about earlier. Phyrexian Gargantua. Creature Phyrexian Horror. 4/4 for 6. When it enters battlefield, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Okay, so there's the bulk of the deck. Let's take a look at the lands and the tokens. So plains, we get 10 of those, and swamps, 13 of those. Okay, so a little bit different there. And Phyrexian Golem token, say 3/3. And on the other side, we have a Phyrexian Horror Star. Okay, so the Golem, and on the other side, a Construct 6/12 with Trample. And then Incubator, pay 2, transform this artifact. And on the other side, we have a Phyrexian 0/0. Okay, another Incubator, another Phyrexian, Incubator, Phyrexian, and Phyrexian Germ 0/0. Let's see, Living Weapon Mechanic. We've got a Mere 1/1. And another Germ, another Mere, Angel 3/3 with Flying. Other side, we have a Demon 6/6 with Flying Trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice another creature. If you count, this creature deals 6 damage to you. So another Angel and Demon. Same deal. And parts of the turn. Popular Magic format. So there we have it. So this deck looks fun. Lots of counters, artifacts, Phyrexians, and lots of good stuff like that. The Incubate mechanic, of course, and Living Weapon. So let me know in the comments what you think about this one. And stay tuned, we'll be getting stuck into the remaining 3 decks in the next day or so. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching and have a great day.